away by John Marshall, but they can't clear. Rickman sends it back in, and it's going to be held by the goalie. And that is Kyle Patrick, and we will have a face-off.
The Warriors mostly controlling the time of possession so far, and they've been able to create a few opportunities. John Marshall hanging in there.
And so we are back to action. EF in the white. If you're watching on our live stream, John Marshall in the yellow, as breaking out quickly for the Monarchs is Nick Fitzpatrick. Drop pass to Riley Jones. Jones sends it in towards the net, tried to get a deflection. Just a little too far for Gage Wilson, couldn't handle it. Puck sent all the way down ice, and there's going to be Devin Milbert controlling for the Monarchs. Gives it away to the Warriors, and Squiggle with it, sends it out front. Shot on net by Jake Boucher, and it is a save by Patrick. And we remain scoreless here at the 11:48 mark of the first period.
I don't think Boucher expected that puck to be right on his stick like it was. Caught him off guard.
And so the Monarchs will control behind their net as they try to get the puck up. It's going to be kept in by Jaskowitz. No, they're going to say it went out over the blue line, and they're going to call it as an offside.
The Elizabeth Forward student section in full force here tonight in their Christmas gear to our right.
And the drop is controlled by the Warriors. And DeMeo had it, sent it over to Alex Sharp. Sharp with it, loses the pass as he sends it ahead, taken away by Bosworth. And Bosworth tries to attack, but has the puck stolen from him. Now quickly, John Marshall breaks in as the puck goes into the left-hand corner. And it is Jones battling with DeMeo in there. Finally, DeMeo comes away with it. Takes it around behind his own net. Skates up the left wing. He's got a head of steam going with him. Gets it poke-checked away on a nice play by John Marshall. And now the Monarchs head back. Fitzpatrick once again trying to break in 1-on-3. Takes it on the net. Shoot. Nice save by Santo. Puck is loose and is going to be kicked out by the Warriors. And now they're going to try and get the puck out, but Fitzpatrick keeps it in for John Marshall. Now he has it taken away as it is Sharp heading up ice, 2-on-3, and tries to skate around a Monarch. Controls the puck, tries the man out front, gets it out front. We have another shot by Rickman and another save made by Patrick. As Rickman had a point-blank shot, the rebound came out, and I couldn't see. I think it might have been Bill Hoffman that was in there for EF. Tried to punch the rebound home, but Patrick comes up with the save. Again, scoreless here in the first period. Puck is dropped, and John Marshall will control it. They send it around the boards to the left side, try to get it out, but they cannot do it. Quiggle has it momentarily now, gets sent in the corner. Back to Quiggle, and he puts a shot on net, loses his edge when he tries to put the shot on. As battling behind the net is Hickey and Ivkovic for John Marshall. Puck kept in by EF, and pass attempted for Quiggle, knocked away by the John Marshall defense. Now they try to send it around the boards, and it's going to go the length of the ice, and they say John Marshall was the one that did it. So it will be a face-off down in the Monarch zone to the right of their goalie, Kyle Patrick.
And a couple of opportunities for goals on each side so far for John Marshall and Elizabeth Forward. So each team trying to get on the board first and crack that scoreboard open.
And Sharp in on the draw, can't control it against Taylor Wolf, so John Marshall will send it out. And it's going to go back into Warrior territory where it is Rickman coming up with it, advancing quickly up ice. Headmans it up to Fulop. Fulop in on net, puts a shot on goal. Weak backhand stopped by Patrick. Rebound put in there by Rickman. Again, kicked away by the defense off into the corner. Now Fulop has it back to Rickman on the point. Puts a shot that's blocked at the defense by Ivkovic. Puck back into the corner behind the Monarch net. It's Fulop with it. Loses it as he passes it over to Sharp. Sharp loses the puck, now taken away by Sharp as he steals it. goes in on net, but it has a nice check by Devin Milbert, takes the puck off his stick. Now behind the net, EF controls momentarily. A good hit by Ivkovic, and now what do we have here? We're going to have a slash called, and we will have our first penalty of the game, and it is going to be Nick Ivkovic in the penalty box at the 8:49 mark.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that might have been a trip.
Was that a trip?
Yeah.
So it is an EF power play, and they will try to keep the puck deep in the Marshall zone, get it out to the point. Kramer's on the 1 point, puts it in the slot to Boucher. He could not get a shot on goal, but one of his teammates was able to get one, hit it off the side of the net. Pass comes all the way out to the left point where DeMeo puts a shot on net, goes wide left of goalie Patrick. Controlled by Quiggle, tried to get it back behind the net to a teammate, could not, and it is going to be cleared by Riley Jones down the ice. So a couple of close attempts for Elizabeth forward, but they could not get the puck on net. Now the Warriors trying to come back, and it is Matt Hickey with it. Will cross the blue line, looking for a pass. Instead, just sends it right in on net. Patrick covers up and holds for the face-off. And
I think right now the Warriors are just going by that old hockey adage, just throw it on the net and good things will happen. You know, with a goalie like Kyle Patrick, who has a fairly high goals against average to this point in the season, you know, maybe EF thinks that if they can just throw the puck on net, they'll get lucky with something.
Well, the last time these two teams met on November 24th, EF won by a score of 8-1. So, you know, they must have some theory behind what they're attempting to do there, as John Marshall sends the puck around behind their net. And a reminder, John Marshall is the team, not the player here. The John Marshall Monarchs out of Morgantown, West Virginia, taking on the Elizabeth Forward Warriors here at the Rostraver Ice Gardens, as EF is still on the power play. 30 seconds remaining as John Marshall having trouble getting it out. DeMeo sends it back in behind the net. Run comes around to the right point where it's kept in by Kramer. Kramer gets it off to Sharp. Sharp in the right corner goes down. Passes over to, trying to see who got that shot on net. I believe that was Boucher, as we have a DeMeo with a big collision there. And so EF unable to score, and John Marshall kills the power play as Rickman crosses the blue line, looking for help from teammates, tried to pass it off to Weber. Weber over to DeMeo. DeMeo with the shot from the point, and he scores.
And
so Dave DeMeo with the goal, and we'll have to wait and hear who was on the assist. And that makes it 1-0 EF, and I think Patrick was screened on that shot, didn't have a chance to see it.
And may have had the 5-hole open as well, as that was a low line drive slap shot by DeMeo through all the traffic and into the net.
So EF couldn't score on the power play, but about a minute after the power play is over, they're able to put the puck in the net, and they have a 1-0 lead. And here comes John Marshall trying to come back on the attack, has the puck knocked out of bounds. Long shot from center ice on the goalie. He kicks it away.
I believe John Marshall had a player over the line.
Offside.
Slap shot.
Yep, he was offside. He was still in the zone. He had fallen down in the zone, so it will be face off to the left of the Monarch goalie, Kyle Patrick, and the puck controlled by the Monarchs, sent around behind their net, but their EF is going to come up with it. Bill Hoffman had it momentarily, and now it's Christian Hayden trying to clear for the Monarchs, unable to do so, as keeping it in as Hoffman goes all the way out to the point, shot on net from the point, stopped by the defense as Ivkovic is able to knock it down. And now puck is settled down by the Monarchs, and they will head back. Luke Neary trying to get it across the blue line, does so. It's cleared out by Elizabeth Forward, And they will come back on the counterattack. Sent in deep, but if they sent it from too far out over the red line, it will be icing on the Warriors.
And Lou, you could tell EF, the players for the Warriors are looking for that highlight reel hit right now. They're throwing their shoulders into just about anybody. They have to watch out doing that. They don't want to get called for an unnecessary penalty.
1-0 our score. If you just joined us, EF on top of John Marshall. We have 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in the first period of play from the Rostraver Ice Gardens. As the puck is sent to center ice, Riley Jones with it for the Monarchs. Tries to center it. Goes off a couple players. Finally taken away by the Monarchs. A nice pass by Jones out front, but he had no one there as EF misplayed the puck. And now what do we have? We have a man down for John Marshall. And I did not see what happened. It happened away from the play. And let's see who that is. That's Brett Bosworth, it looks like, is down. And now one of the coaches or trainers is out for John Marshall. Did you see what happened, Chris?
No.
I was watching the puck. The puck was in the left-hand corner, and Bosworth was on the far side, and I did not see what happened. The referees called timeout as soon as they saw that he was injured.
And I did hear a big bang against the boards there. That might have involved Bosworth.
Well, the puck got sent down on net, so maybe Bosworth sent it down to Jones, who then tried to send it to the crease area, but no one was home for John Marshall. And Santo just watched it go wide of the crease and over into the corner, and that's when the whistle blew, when he was trying to get off the ice. And he's up now and skating gingerly off the ice. He's being helped over to the John Marshall bench.
Also keeping that right leg.
Yeah, he's not moving his right leg, so we hope he's going to be okay. Bosworth with 2 assists and 1 goal on the season, 3 points for the Monarchs. And we mentioned, you talked about the goals against and goals for. They've only scored 17 goals on the season, but given up a whopping 62. So they've had a rough year to this point, but playing very well right now. Only down 1-0 as the draw goes, and it's going to be controlled by EF, but they can't get it out of the zone, and a good shot on net by Nick Ivkovic. And now we got a cross-check. It's going to be called on Elizabeth forward. And it looks like it will be number 12, Nick Rickman. And that comes at the 4:46 mark. So it will be the first power play chance for John Marshall.
And you'd love to see John Marshall take advantage of this power play right now, being down a goal.
And so now the Monarchs will head back, and coming up ice, being checked hard by Dion Quiggle, and has the puck taken away are the Monarchs, and it's going to be sent back in by Ivkovic. And they've got to hurry to get down in there, as it is going to be cleared all the way down ice by Tyler Trunzo of the Warriors. Patrick will play it and try and get it over to a teammate, and he will, but EF on the forecheck. DeMayo in quickly, and he's got the puck behind the net, going to hold on to it there. Hit by a pair of Monarchs, but DeMayo holds on to the puck for the Warriors, still digging in the corner. DeMayo going up against 3 Monarchs, and he's holding his own there, holding on to the puck. Now he's got help from another teammate, and the puck is still being kicked around the boards there. DeMayo doing a great job, and finally you got the whistle blown, and we'll have a stoppage in play, and just a great effort by the captain of the Warriors, Dave DeMayo, as he kept the puck pinned against the boards down there with 3 Monarchs trying to take it away from him.
And that kills quality power play time, for the Monarchs, and that's just clutch play by Dave DeMayo.
And so we get back in here. I must have missed a penalty. We've got a penalty also on number 9. They've got a pair of people in the penalty box, but the play was down at the other end. I didn't notice, so it's a 5-on-3 power play advantage for John Marshall. As also in the box is Jared Jaskevitz. So they've got a 5-on-3 power play, but yet the whole time was spent down there in the Marshall end as EF just dominated with DeMeo down there. Now John Marshall cannot control the draw, goes back out of the zone, and finally it's going to be sent in by Neary and kept in by Ivkovic. Puts a high shot over the head of Santo. Comes out to the right point where Milbert will send it in back around the net. Ivkovic tried to hold it in the left point, can't do it, and it will be Phillip with it back in behind the net for EF, sends it over to Sharp. Sharp with a shot from the slot area, cannot get it to go, hits off the boards, comes back out. Sharp with a second shot, ricocheted off of a defender from John Marshall, pass out front, intended for Quiggle. A couple of nice saves by Patrick as Quiggle tried to stuff it home, unable to do so. And EF comes up with the puck in the right-hand corner. Shot sent in, deflected by Weber. Goes to the corner, though, not on net. And it will be finally kept in by EF. And Quiggle with it again. Gets it over to DeMeo. DeMeo puts a shot on net, almost deflected into their own net by Ivkovic, but goes into the corner instead. And so now EF with it as Weber tries to get it, gets it over to Rickman as EF controls the puck, puts the shot on net, kicked away at the defense. Rickman will come back and get it, and we are at full strength now as John Marshall unable to score, pass out front. And shot's going to be wide right by Weber. Weber with it again, looking to send it through the slot area. Phillip can't handle it, and neither can Jake Boucher. So it goes all the way back into the Warrior zone. Both teams changing quickly on the fly. And it will be John Marshall with it. Coming up ice is Nick Fitzpatrick. He's got help with Riley Jones. Fitzpatrick ends up sending it into the corner, and what's the call here?
I believe the puck was just out of play there.
Puck went out, must have gone up on the net. I didn't see.
Yeah.
We've got a couple corners here where we have a little difficulty seeing what's going on because of the crowd and our own cameraman, Scott Majeski, up there. That's all right, Scott. You're doing a fantastic job. And so, John Marshall is unable to keep the puck in their zone, and EF tries to head back up ice, but Ivkovic controls it momentarily. Then it is Jaskowitz with it, sends it up ice. It goes into the Monarch end. They're going to send it around out to the right point. DeMeo with a shot, and that one hurt Nick Fitzpatrick as he took that one right off the pads, and he's going to skate over gingerly to the bench as he took that shot hard as DeMeo tried to come up, and Ivkovic, a very nice poke check, is able to knock the puck away, delayed offsides, and now the Warriors will get back online. And so it will be Devin Milbert trying to get the puck out, cannot do it. Nice forechecking by Elizabeth Forward. They do get the puck out, and EF tries to send it in, delayed offsides. They do get back on in time, and they will send the puck back in. Boucher does, but that is the end of the first period of play. And we'll move some things around here. That's the end of the first period of play. You are listening and watching PIHL Hockey, sponsored by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network.
Attention Steelers Nation, are you ready to tailgate McDonald's style? Start with 2 legendary Big Mac sandwiches. Team them up with 2 tasty McDouble sandwiches, 2 medium world famous fries, and a 10-piece chicken McNuggets, all for just $11.99. Introducing the new Steelers Fan Feast. With this many McDonald's favorites for only $11.99, there's no penalty for excessive celebration. There's something for every Steelers fan to love at McDonald's. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
This holiday season, give some McDonald's lovin' to your friends and family and get a little lovin' right back. Purchase $10 or more in Arch cards and you'll get a free medium world-famous fries or a free medium McCafe coffee. It's like giving out holiday hugs and getting a big squeeze in return. It's the joy of giving and receiving. So come in for your free medium fries or McCafe coffee just for purchasing $10 or more in Arch cards. It's a big ol' happy holidays win-win. Limited time only. Participation may vary. One free item per customer per visit.
And we are back at the Rostraver Ice Gardens. Lou Rood along with Chris Lackner and Scott Majeski on camera as we are streaming live video and audio of tonight's PIHL game between Elizabeth Forward and John Marshall. Getting ready to start the second period of play. EF on top 1-0, and we are underway. Teams have switched ends. EF going from right to left, and John Marshall from left to right. Shot by John Marshall right on net. Santo had to make a quick save. I think it caught him a little bit by surprise. And now John Marshall trying to keep the puck in, but cannot do it. And coming out quickly is Trunzo for the Warriors. And he's going to send it down into the far left-hand corner. And tries to center it, but it's taken away by the Monarchs, Taylor Wolf. And they get the puck back out to center ice. Weber tries to send it into the zone, but it goes out of play. And the EF students didn't want to give the puck back till one of the EF players slapped his stick on the glass, said, give it back to him.
And how could you blame them? They tried to get a souvenir here.
Free souvenir. It's not like the NHL where you get the free ones. Quiggle on the draw going up against Wolf, and it's going to be controlled by EF. Quiggle behind the net. Tries to send it over in the corner. He's going to be taken care of by Ivkovic. Quiggle trying to maneuver with it. Wants to get it out front if he can. Gets it over to Trunzo. Trunzo with the shot on net. Blocked in by the defense. And trying to get the rebound quickly was Hickey, but he couldn't get it as his stick was tied up. And John Marshall will clear down into Warrior territory. And it will be there. Boucher controls the puck for Elizabeth Forward. Pass ahead for Quiggle. Goes into the left-hand corner. Quiggle gets it behind the net. Skates around with it. Now sends it back in for Hickey. Hickey in the right corner. Sends it out front on a nice play into the slot for Quiggle, but Quiggle deflects it wide into the left corner. And there it's battled for and finally sent out front with the right point where Rickman will control for Elizabeth Forward. Send it back around for Boucher. Boucher in the left side sends it down in deep. Ends up getting kicked over towards the slot area where Ivkovic gets it and clears it over the red line down into Warrior territory where EF comes up with it. And they're going to try and come out with it, have the pass stolen by Milbert. Milbert sends it back in, but the Warriors control momentarily, but then Riley Jones able to make a steal and kick it back in behind the Warrior net where they will try and come out coming up the left wing. As a pass just a little too long for Boucher, but he gets it ahead to Sharp, and now we're going to have a delayed offsides call. Now they're back on as it will be EF controlling it, and it was Hoffman trying to shoot it in. Deflected off a Monarch, and that's Fitzpatrick trying to come back up ice quickly. Puts a shot on goal. Good shot and good save by Santo. Handcuffed him a little bit, caught him up high, went to his knees in a butterfly look, and was just able to take it off his chest protector. As you have Sharp deflecting a pass back down into Monarch territory directly on net, and Kyle Patrick, the goalie for the Monarchs, will cover it up.
And the EF Warriors had complete control of that first period, the momentum completely in their favor, just controlling the puck nearly the entire period. John Marshall now trying to take some control back in the second.
And draw is controlled by Elizabeth Forward. They get it in on net, but then can't control it. It's cleared by the Monarchs. Back out to center. DeMeo with it. Makes a nice spin move. Tried to get it ahead to his teammate, Survsevic, but he was unable to control it. Now it goes in the left-hand corner, and John Marshall coming out with it. And it will be George Wilson with it, trying to send it ahead. Gets it behind the EF goal. Forechecking is Neary, unable to control it. Pass comes out wide, skating hard is Hickey for it. Tries to get a shot on net, and a great diving defensive play. That was Ivkovic with the diving defensive play, knocks the puck away. DeMeo with the shot from the point, and nice save by Patrick through a sea of bodies. He just saw it the whole way, stuck the big paw out, and gloved it.
Yeah, and EF using that slap shot primarily when they get into the John Marshall zone, and that time Patrick had his eye on it and took that one in all the way.
And we have a slight delay as they get an extra man off the ice. John Marshall had 7 there. They had to get one off. Puck out front. Quiggle tried a little spin move, but wasn't able to control the puck. John Marshall was able to clear it outside the zone, and it's going to be Jones with it. Tried to head up ice, has the puck taken away, and we're going to have a hook call on Boucher.
Yeah, and
so 12:46 mark of the second period. It will be Jake Boucher, 2 minutes for hooking, and that is the second penalty on, actually the third penalty on EF, and John Marshall has yet to get a shot on goal on their power play, as Rickman, rather Ivkovic, will send it, and they finally get a shot on net from about 90 feet away there.
Anything will do at this point.
And battling in the zone are the Monarchs. Fitzpatrick with it, puts a shot on net. Nice save by Santo as he got his glove up there and deflected it up into the netting. That thing was headed for the upper left-hand corner, and a very nice save by Noah Santo.
And that shot by Fitzpatrick had a lot of speed on it, as he was able to dangle through a few defenders and get a clean shot off, and it was a fastball.
All right, it will be Fitzpatrick going up against Weber on the draw, and it will be controlled by Weber, but it is taken quickly by the Monarchs, and it looked like Fitzpatrick shot it back in on net, where it is gloved by Santo, and he will hold on for the face-off to his left. And again, it will be Weber and Fitzpatrick on the draw here. Controlled by Fitzpatrick. Back into the Ivkovic, who gets a nice shot on net. Santo forced to make the save as Ivkovic tried to hit the 5-hole on that one. So at least John Marshall is now getting shots on net and able to control the puck a little bit better here. The Monarchs battle with it, get it back out to the point. And there, Brett Bosworth sends it back in, goes to the opposite point where Ivkovic has it. Tries to send it across ice, taken away by Fulop. Fulop on the break now, shorthanded. He has help, Rickman with him. But a nice defensive play by Bosworth. Knocks the puck away, and now it's Rickman with it again, controlling. Skating in shorthanded. Pass across to Fulop. Score, Elizabeth forward. Beautiful play. Rickman to Fulop. Nice give and go.
And they found the guy alone, the forward who was all alone. And I believe that was Rickman.
And that will be a shorthanded goal, as it is Brian Fulop getting the score. And I'm pretty sure we're going to give Rickman the assist, as he made a beautiful pass on the play. And the power play will continue for John Marshall. They get a shot that Santo kicks away easily as it was headed towards the side of the net. And EF controls the puck, sends it all the way down ice, and we have about 20 seconds remaining on the penalty to Boucher. And here come the Monarchs, as it is Devin Milbert shooting it in to the EF zone. DeMeo controls, and he clears it with a heavy shot all the way down the length of the ice. And with about 5 seconds remaining in the penalty, that should do it, as Quiggle tries to forecheck. Puck is kept in on a nice play by Sharp and goes in behind the net as Boucher tries to come up. Now Quiggle has it in the corner, skates in the left-hand corner, tries to get the puck, does send it around behind the net where Sharp and Boucher both go after it. Centering pass intended for Quiggle, just gets past his stick, can't control it. Shot by DeMeo from the point, blocked at the defense, goes into the right-hand corner. And it is sent out by Sharp, and it's going to be intercepted by John Marshall. And they're going to get it back out to center where Boucher comes up with it and sends it back towards the John Marshall end. And finally it is DeMeo, and he's got help as he breaks in on net. Puts the shot on goal, but it's a nice save made by Patrick as he had Boucher breaking in on the right side, but elected to take the shot himself.
A lot of speed coming down that right side by Boucher. He had a guy, but he decided to keep it himself, take that shot, and a good save by Kyle Patrick.
It will be Weber and Fitzpatrick on the draw for this face-off. Weber controls, gets it out to Rickman at the point, puts a quick wrist shot on net, and Patrick had to be on his toes to make that save. So Weber controlled the puck nicely on the draw, got it to Rickman. They got a quick shot off again on the draw, and this time Fitzpatrick controls. He's going to take it himself and break out of the zone coming down the left wing. He's got help with him. Fitzpatrick trying to get around Trunzo. He does, puts a good shot on goal, but Santo had the angle cut down, saw the puck go off his pad, off his mask, and then up and over the netting there. So the face-off will be to his left. 2-0 our score. 9 minutes remaining, 9 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the second period. In fact, the clock is not running at the moment as EF has the puck, and they will send it down behind the John Marshall net. As Weber went in for it, couldn't control. Now here come the Monarchs out. And we've got a race between Trunzo and Knight. Trunzo controls, tries to get it ahead. Surfsevic has it, tried to get it ahead to his man. Weber could not do it, and now Trunzo will skate back in and take the puck right in front of his goalie and try to break out of their zone. And they cannot do it as Fitzpatrick keeps it in. Gets in on net, takes a shot right off the mask of Santo. And Santo is shaking that one off a little bit as the puck goes the length of the ice down into the John Marshall zone. And there Trunzo tries to keep it in, cannot do it. And skating back is Raleigh Jones trying to get it, but he's going to be headed off by DeMeo. DeMeo's doing a great job for the Warriors so far. Gets it ahead, intended for Quiggle, but the pass is a little too far. Sent back out by John Marshall. Quiggle has to skate over the blue line, then come back, still is able to do it. Breaks in on net, great shot on Patrick, and even better save by Patrick than the rebound was at his feet in the slot. Shot out front by Boucher, blocked, and now we have John Marshall, and that was Hayden blocks the shot as EF is putting a lot of pressure. Another shot on net by DeMeo, even better save by Patrick as he is getting peppered right now. Puck in the left-hand corner, and it will be controlled, sent out front, and shot is wide as Hickey had the puck, now has it to the right of the net. Looking for someone, pass goes out to the left point where it's lost, now controlled again. Hickey with it in the right-hand corner, looking to send it into the slot. He's got Boucher in there, but Hickey can't control, loses his edge, goes down. Puck out to the left point, but DeMeo keeps it in, tries to send it cross ice, has it blocked at the defense, and they will send it back towards the EF net. And icing is waved off, and here come the Warriors as Boucher has it, but skates a little too fast. Taken away by John Marshall, Gage Wilson, but he loses it. Ahead to DeMeo. DeMeo quickly loses it right back, and it's going to be taken by Wilson. Heads up ice, but he sends it too far, and it will be Jaskevowicz having it momentarily. Puck out at center ice, and finally it's going to be controlled by EF, but they then send it right back to John Marshall. Luke Neary had it, send it in, and now Neary with the shot on net. Actually, that was Ivkovic sent it into Neary. Neary got a shot, ended up going wide, and now we've got a battle along the left-hand boards. Fitzpatrick with it, skates in, puts a shot right on Santo that he has to go down low and glove, and Chris, John Marshall's showing some offense now. They're not getting it in the net, but they're putting pressure on Santo.
Yeah, and you know what? They're playing good hockey right now, even though they are down 2, and they should be really inspired right now by the play of Kyle Patrick, the goalie for the Monarchs. He was just on his head in the past few minutes there, making saves left and right, and now let's see if his offense can cash in for him.
And quickly out of the bench area comes Fulop, sends it over to Weber, shoots it wide, and it's going to be not cleared. They tried to clear it, but a nice play by Fulop at the point, kept it in, and now it is Sharp with it, takes it down the right-hand corner, sends it all the way around to the far point. Trunzo with it, back in behind for Weber. Sharp's going to take it in the right-hand corner now. Fitzpatrick tries the forecheck. Behind the net, sent out front to Fulop, and Fulop puts a shot right on net. Nice save by Kyle Patrick, as that one was headed for the back of the net, but Patrick got his glove out there.
And again, continuing to make great saves. Without Kyle Patrick right now, John Marshall would be down a lot more than they are right now.
And so the puck is controlled by the Monarchs. It's sent into the left-hand corner. And it will come out as Fitzpatrick breaks down ice for John Marshall. Looking to send it on net. It's deflected on a good defensive play by Rickman. Fitzpatrick able to keep it in. Nice move, takes it in towards the net. Pass off to Jones. Jones looks to send it in. Deflected at the defense. Santo went down, but the defense did a nice job blocking it, so it never got to him. As now John Marshall breaks back, and it's Wolf with it. Loses it momentarily. Now tries to send it to Jones. A little too far. Trunzo with it. Sends it back, and it is Milbert trying to control. Gets it out to center ice. And now you've got a race for it. Neary headed in with Trunzo. Neary's going to come up with it. Puts it on net. Blocked away by Santo, and now battling for it behind the net are a Warrior and a Monarch, and now they get it out to the point, but it comes out over the blue line, so delayed offside called. Pass ahead to EF, and they lost it, as Rickman now will control for the Warriors. Skates around, tries to get up ahead of steam, going to come down the left wing, skates in on net, nice pass out front to Quiggle. Even better save by Patrick as he hung in there. DeMeo with a blast from the right point, and Patrick says no.
Again, a lot of traffic in front of the Monarch goalie. He's able to see through all of that and make the glove save.
He's going to be a tired young man tonight. He has seen a lot of rubber sent his way. 4:41 to go. 2-0, Elizabeth forward in the lead. But as you mentioned, Chris, if Patrick wasn't playing at the level he is right now, our score would be a lot higher. He has been doing an outstanding job for the Monarchs. Rickman, actually that was Sharp on the draw, controls back to the point. Weber has it now on the left-hand side, off to Fulop close behind the net. Now Weber goes in, and he's going to get nailed for a penalty. Delayed penalty called here, and here it comes. And they are going to get Weber for boarding. So at 4:24 of the second, it will be Jared Weber for boarding. And it will be a John Marshall power play. That is their their fourth power play of the game. And again, they have not scored on it, but at least last time they got some shots. As Sharp does a nice job trying to control the puck before he's finally ridden off of it by Fitzpatrick. But still, they keep the puck in John Marshall's zone. Excuse me. Monarchs try to get it out, but good forechecking by the Warriors. Now, 3-on-1 break for John Marshall. Fitzpatrick in, shoots it high and wide to the left. He had two teammates with him, but chose to shoot it. They were in 3-on-1. Here come the Monarchs back. It will be Wilson sending it in over to Jones. Jones sends it in towards the net, and Santo will cover up at that point.
And John Marshall just can't buy a goal at this point right now. They've been doing a lot of things right so far. They've come with a lot of speed. They had that 3-on-1 there, just unable to finish so far, and it's just tough breaks throughout the first two periods for the Monarchs.
And so controlled by John Marshall. Shot from the point by Wilson. Goes in the right corner. And out will come DeMeo, and he's just going to clear it down the ice right on net. And Patrick, dangerous play, flips it right past Boucher. Gets it out ahead, and it will be Ivkovic. Loses his stick as he tries to go in. Boucher knocks the stick away and takes out Fitzpatrick, or Ivkovic rather. And so now the puck comes back down. Rickman with it for the Warriors. Sends it the length of the ice where Ivkovic comes up with it. Sends it out for Fitzpatrick, but it's knocked back in by DeMeo. Sounds like we've been calling his name because he's all over the ice, and he has been. Ivkovic sends it back in behind the net. Knight goes in for the Monarchs, sends it back around, comes over to Ivkovic on the left point, puts a shot on net, deflects wide left off the backboards and gets past Wilson. It's out, and Quiggle with it on the break, shorthanded. Quiggle unable to get the shot off. A great play by Ivkovic, and finally it goes in. And is that Quiggle or Boucher?
I'm not sure. They all converged there at the end. I'm not sure if
that'll be Boucher. We're gonna give the goal to Boucher. So 2:48 left in the second.
And that's just a bad break for John Marshall. Ivkovic with a nice play to break it up towards the end. He kind of slid out into the boards, leaving EF to converge on the net, and they
had 3 on the goalie, 3 on none, and they were able to poke the puck home. And we've got a stoppage in play here. So Boucher with the goal. Phillips also got a goal, and DeMeo's got a goal. So 3 different goal scorers in the game for the Warriors. As John Marshall breaks in, and it is Taylor Wolf sending it behind the net, and it goes out front. Digging hard is Luke Neary. Got one shot on, went after his own rebound, couldn't get it. Santo had the save, but Neary couldn't control the puck as it comes out. And now we'll go back into the Warrior zone, and it will be Sharp coming up with it for EF. Sends it over to DeMeo. DeMeo sends it out. And ahead to Fulop on a break. Fulop puts the shot on net, and it's blocked by Patrick. Goes into the far corner. And John Marshall still attempting to get it out. Finally able to get it out. Fulop takes it back in behind the net. DeMeo will skate in trying to come up with it. And down in the far corner, and we've got hands up. It looks like we're going to have a penalty on John Marshall here. And I think a high stick is going to be called. And when it rains, it pours for the Monarchs.
Yeah, and you know what? It could be worse, though, because they could be taking a penalty after giving up another goal. Elizabeth forward with an easy breakaway that time. Kyle Patrick able to shoo that puck away just about a minute or two ago.
So EF on the power play. They have had one other power play in the game, did not convert on it. It is Quiggle controlling for the Warriors. Gets it out to the right point where Boucher puts it in on, actually that was Rickman puts it in on net. As Rickman has it in the slot, shoots and scores. Rickman made it look easy that time as he got a beautiful pass. And I want to say that was Hoffman with the pass, 16. Or Hickey rather, Matt Hickey with the pass. So, I said Rickman, right?
Correct.
Rickman with the goal. And we'll give Hickey the assist. And it is now 4-0 EF as they have opened up the game. And that is a power play goal. And the fourth different goal scorer for EF.
Yeah, spreading the action around are the Warriors.
A shot taken by Fitzpatrick high over Santo, and here comes EF. And it will be Boucher knocked off on a good defensive play. Down into the left-hand corner where the Warriors control. I can't see what number has it right now. They're going to try and send it in on net, and that will be the end of the period. So EF comes up with 3 scores here in the second period on goals by Fulop, Boucher, and Rickman. And they have a 4-0 lead at the end of 2. You are listening and watching PIHL High School Hockey, sponsored by Trib Total Media here on the MSA Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Don Rebel. This past Wednesday, there was an empty seat alongside Johnny Lee and I during the debut show of the 6th season of the WPIAL Roundball Report. This upcoming Wednesday and for the rest of the season, that seat will be filled. Find out what bigwig joins the crew for the WPIAL Roundball Report every Wednesday at 6 o'clock only here on the MSA Sports Network.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF Skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network.
Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com. See you at the rink.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIAL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything, right? I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
The natural gas delivery system is extremely safe. Leaks do occur on occasion. Peoples Natural Gas would like to remind you to use your senses, smell, sight, and sound to detect the warning signs of a natural gas leak. If you believe there is a natural gas leak, leave the area immediately and then call your natural gas company's emergency service line or dial 911. These lines are available for natural gas emergencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit peoples-gas.com to learn more. This message is brought to you as a public service from Peoples, your hometown natural gas company.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present. Or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
East Suburban Sports Medicine, the proven leader in physical therapy. We'll help you get back into the game. Feel better, play better, live better. When your doctor suggests physical therapy, be a healthy consumer and ask for us by name. Experts in caring for high school athletes. East Suburban Sports Medicine. Take it from me, Bill Hillgrove. It's the best care, hands down.
And welcome back to the Rostraver Ice Gardens. We are between the second and third period here. The Zamboni is out on the ice right now, and they are cleaning the ice off, as that's what they do in the PIHL. You play the first two periods with about a 1 minute break in between. Then after that, you have the ice being cleared off. Right now we're at 4-0, and it is Elizabeth Forward on top. The scoring, and that is the Blade Runners scoring summary that we are bringing you. Blade Runners is at two locations in Warrendale and Harmarville. First goal of the game came at the 6:90 mark of the first period when Dave DeMeo got the goal unassisted for Elizabeth Forward, gave the Warriors a 1-0 lead. No further scoring in the first period. In the second period, it was all EF as they scored 3 times at the 11:54 mark. Brian Fulop with the goal on an assist from Nick Rickman made it 2-0 EF. Then at the 2:48 mark, it was Jake Boucher on a goal, unassisted, made it 3-0. And then finally at the 1 minute mark, a power play goal by Nick Rickman, assisted by Matt Hickey, made it 4-0 Elizabeth Forward. Couple quick comments there, Chris?
Yeah, and you know what? It may be all Elizabeth Forward right now in the scoring department, but John Marshall playing really inspired hockey right now. They just aren't able to finish at this point. They've shown a lot of speed out there, put the puck on the net, and they've also created their own odd man breaks. It's just they have not been able to cash in so far. So look for them to finally try and get into the scoring column in the third period. I think they can do it.
Well, we shall see what happens. We are in between the second and third periods here at the Rostraver Ice Gardens. Lou Rood along with Chris Lackner and Scott Majeski on camera as we are streaming this live, video and audio. And we are going to pay a few more bills here right now as you are listening and watching PIHL High School Hockey on the MSA Sports Network, sponsored by Trib Total Media.
The team at S-Mark takes great pride in the company they've built and their growing presence in Pittsburgh. Strong values, steadfast dedication, and unwavering commitment extends well beyond the walls of S-Mark facilities into virtually every facet of our local communities. From ongoing support for critical health and human services for families and children to youth sports and recreation programs. It's the many faces of S-Mark that touch lives, instill hope, and provide opportunities to enhance and enrich the world around us. S-Mark is proud to extend its support of local communities through its sports sponsorship with the MSA Sports Network. The new home for the PIHL in 2014-2015 is the MSA Sports Network. Not only can you listen to audio broadcasts of high school hockey games online like in years past, but this year MSA Sports will be video streaming 25 games live and archived during the regular season with exclusive coverage of the 2015 Penguin Cup playoffs. Your audio and video home of the PIHL is the MSA Sports Network. The experts at UPMC Sports Medicine are not just focused on treating injuries, they are focused on preventing them too. Understanding the importance of injury prevention, UPMC Sports Medicine created a young athlete program with an expert focus on injury prevention, nutrition, conditioning, and activity-specific training for young athletes at all levels. For more information on the UPMC Sports Medicine Young Athlete Program, visit the UPMC Sports Medicine website at www.upmcsportsmedicine.com or call 855-93-SPORT. What you want is to stay warm this winter by logging on to www.msasports.net each and every day. We have all the schedules, the scores, the rankings, and the standings of the high school winter sports, plus weekly shows like Inside the WPIHL Wrestling Circle, the PIHL Power Play Show, and the WPIHL Roundball Report, along with live and archive broadcasts of whatever your favorite high school sport is. Anytime, anywhere, always there, every day this winter. It's the MSA Sports Network.
The history books are filled with the names of great athletes and great teams from Western Pennsylvania. They share stories of great victories and stunning defeats, but they all have one thing in common. They know the championship season is the time to be first. First Commonwealth Bank, proud sponsor of the WPIHL and the best high school athletes in Western Pennsylvania. First Commonwealth, time to be first.
Attention all teenagers in the South Hills. If you need something to do on a Friday night, look no further than the TGIF skate at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Featuring a live DJ, big screen TV, special effects lighting, and games from 8 to 11, it's the place to be this winter. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena also offers an after-school skate for younger children, Fridays from 4:30 to 6 p.m., and a full range of instructional programs for all ages. For more information, call 412-561-4363 or visit mountlebanon.org.
It's cold outside and dark way too early. That must mean one thing. It's wrestling season. With the mats rolled out in a gymnasium near you, be sure to tune in to Inside the WPIHL Wrestling Circle, Monday nights at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
We'll provide all the scores from around the WPIHL, focus on key matches, talk to coaches about their season, and provide in-depth analysis that you can't find anywhere else.
So cozy up around the fire and tune in to Inside the WPIHL Wrestling Circle every Monday night at 7 p.m. on the MSA Sports Network.
Life is about having the confidence to know you can do anything right. I get that at Carlo.
I graduated with top awards, but beyond the classroom, Carlo helped me learn a lot about myself.
Carlo brings out the best in you.
I know I'm going to be a fantastic nurse.
I know whatever I come across, I'll be prepared.
I can't think of a better place to start the rest of my life, because at Carlo, I know I matter.
I matter.
I matter.
Enroll at Carlo University. Visit carlo.edu.
Life is about having the confidence.
And welcome back here. There it goes. I keep having problems with that thing, Chris. It just keeps wanting to play. I think Carlo wants to get more than their money's worth out of their spots because it keeps playing over and over again. Lou Rood along with Chris Lackner back at the Rostraver Ice Gardens. Scott Majeski, our ace cameraman here, and manning the internet connection so that we can live stream both video and audio for you here tonight at the Ice Gardens. It is PIHL Varsity Class C action. The Elizabeth Forward Warriors have been all over the John Marshall Monarchs out of Morgantown, West Virginia. As we get ready to head into the third period of play, it is EF 4, John Marshall nothing. And Chris, we kind of figured this might happen tonight. John Marshall's going through a rough spot right now, 1-8-1 on the season. We said goals for 17, goals against 62. That's now goals for 17, goals against 66. And EF at 5-5-1, looking to go 6-5-1, solidly in third place right now in the Class C division. Doing a nice job. And really, if not for the play of Kyle Patrick, the goalie of John Marshall, this thing could be a lot worse.
Yeah, and look for John Marshall to ride Kyle Patrick even more in this third period. I spoke on it before the break. John Marshall not doing too much wrong, really, in this hockey game tonight. They just need to put it together and string a few goals together. On the other end, Elizabeth forward, they are being able to put things together. They've crashed the net. They've been able to get a lot of slap shots off. So they've done it all right so far, and it doesn't hurt that your goalie Noah Santo has stopped everything in his path.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, and you said for John Marshall to string some goals together. That's been their problem. I mean, their leading goal scorer is Nick Fitzpatrick with 6 goals on the season, but then after him, Riley Jones has 3, Matt Knight has 2, Luke Neary has 2, and then they've got 4 or 5 with 1 goal apiece, and that's been their Achilles heel to this point. They have difficulty scoring, and when they get down by a score of like 4-0, that makes it very, very hard for the Monarchs. They have to keep the game as close as they can, and EF was able to pull away a little bit, a couple of late goals at the 2:48 mark and the 1 minute mark of the second period to open up a 4-goal lead as we head into the third period of play.
And they just have to put the puck on net in this third period. Fire as early and as often as possible if you're a Monarch, because they've shown flashes of brilliance here, Lou, in the first 2 periods. We've seen a lot of good deke moves, I guess you would call them, dangles, I guess the kids like to call it nowadays. Yep. It's just they've shown a lot of good individual play, and now they just need to put one past the goalie. And see if they can build from there.
And both teams now out on the ice getting warmed up. Fresh ice here for the third period of play. And one thing I can say about the Rostraver Ice Gardens, you're going to have good ice here because, my goodness, is it cold in here. This has got to be the coldest arena that we go to. I mean, we were at Mount Lebanon the other night. You could almost be in shirt sleeves there. Doing the game. In fact, I saw quite a few of the fans were in shirt sleeves. You and I did a game at the Ice Castle in Castle Shannon, and it was very comfortable inside. But I tell you what, you better dress up like Nanook of the North when you come here into the Ice Gardens, because otherwise you're going to be freezing by the end of the game.
Yeah, and unless you're a player on the ice, it is not pleasant in here. Just weather-wise, temperature-wise.
You just got to dress warm. I warned you. I warned you and Scott both. I said, I've been here many a time because this is right in my neck of the woods, right here in Rostraver Township. I live about 5 minutes away from the Ice Gardens here. I've been up here many a time, and it's never been. The only time it's been warm is in the summer when they had the ice not out.
Yeah, well, lesson learned, hopefully, for myself. Next time it's gloves, hats, scarves, the whole 9.
Yeah, but the ice is fantastic. Makes the ice great here. And, they've renovated the place. Of course, they had that roof cave-in a few years back where they weren't even sure if they were going to be able to keep in business, but thank goodness they were able to get it fixed. A lovely old arena here. It's been here for a long, long time. People might not realize it, but when the Pittsburgh Penguins first came into the National Hockey League back in the 60s as an expansion team, this is where they practiced. Mm-hmm. This was where they held their camp, and this is where they practiced here at the Rostraver Ice Gardens. So a venerable old arena, a lot of memories from this place. It's great to see it back up and running and doing very, very well, and a great place to watch a hockey game.
Yeah, for sure. And we're hoping that we get a good one here. We've had a good first 2 periods. Let's see if we can get another good third period to close it out.
All right, we're ready for the start of the third period, and it's Fitzpatrick going up against Sharp, and it's going to be controlled by the Warriors. DeMeo has it taken away by Jones, but Sharp then takes it away from Jones, and he will skate behind the EF net as he tries to break out. Pass on the left to Fulop. Fulop tries to get it ahead to Sharp. He will do so. Sharp going down the left-hand side, tries to get it back to Fulop. Clearing attempt is not going to make it out as DeMeo intercepts it. Puts a shot high above Patrick off the glass, and now Fitzpatrick will break back for John Marshall. centering attempt goes right on the net, cleared by Sharp. And now it's going to be full up to the left of the goal with it for Elizabeth Forward, but he can't control. Gets off to Ivkovic, who sends it into the Warrior zone. Now Fitzpatrick for John Marshall, crosses the blue line, looking for some help. Drop pass for Bosworth. Can't get a shot off. It goes behind the net. You've got a pair of Warriors battling with it, with a pair of Monarchs sent around the boards. Ivkovic controls at the left point, but then he loses it to Weber of Elizabeth Forward. Weber tries to get it out, but it's going to be intercepted by Bosworth. He can't control, now gets out quickly to Weber. Weber trying to get a break in on net, and he is going to be skated off on a nice play by Ivkovic of John Marshall. EF with it in the left-hand corner. Sharp trying to control. He and Fulop are both behind the net. Now Fulop has behind the net, tries to get it to Weber out front, who was open in the slot momentarily. Can't control. Rickman with it now. The defenseman skates it in behind the net. Comes around to the right boards. Now sends it out front where it's going to be intercepted on a nice play by Brett Bosworth and kicks it up ahead into Warrior territory. Bosworth can't keep it in, and it's going to be controlled by the Warriors, but now Bosworth gets the steal. Pass over to Wolf. Wolf puts a shot on net. Nice save by Santo as he got screened a little bit by his own man. Puck comes around the boards. Wolf with it, tries to send it back in, will do so. Pass Neary. Rickman's going to try and skate it off out of the corner. Comes out with it. Knocked off the puck by Jones. And Jones is going to get the steal. And it's going to be taken back away now by Sharp. He's got Weber with him. And also Quiggle. And he can't control. Now he goes into the right-hand corner with it and tries to get it out. Now from behind the net, it will be, I think that was Weber trying to get it out to Quiggle. He could not get it there. And it's going to be sent out by Jones, and it's going to come all the way into Warrior ice, where it will be Fulop coming back for it. Sends it ahead to Boucher, and it is too long, and that will be icing. And the puck will come down to the Warrior zone.
And a few back and forths that time. A good no call a little bit earlier there on Nick Ivkovic there. They had that breakaway, did Elizabeth Forward, and Ivkovic broke up the one-on-one there. And a good no call. Usually you see players call for tripping or hooking on that situation.
Puck is in the corner to the right of Santo, the EF goalie, and it's going to be the Warriors come out with it. DeMeo ahead quickly to Hoffman, sent over to another teammate. They kick it around the goal, and now it's Fitzpatrick quickly back on a break. Has his shot broken up by Jaskevich. And now the Warriors try to come out with it, and it is Quiggle with it, trying to break in on net, skates around the defense, has the puck just go off of his blade as he tried to do a backhand. Now a backhand attempt by Boucher, kicked away by Patrick, and is kept in by the Warriors, and finally it's going to be Wilson come up with it for John Marshall, gets it out, but here comes EF back quickly, but Wilson with a nice, actually that was Milbert with a nice defensive play, takes it down into Warrior territory, gets a shot on net, sticked away by Santo, and now coming back quickly is Boucher for EF, coming down the left wing, and he is checked off the puck by a Monarch, and then Riley Jones kicks it out to the boards where it is now controlled by EF. Boucher had it out front, all alone in front of the net, but then he couldn't control the puck. It went off his blade, goes back in behind the net, now controlled in the left-hand corner, and Boucher's going to send it all the way around to the right-hand corner. And coming up with it is Fulop, sends it around the boards, kept in by Elizabeth, and it's going to be Boucher with a shot on net. Patrick sticks it aside and cleared by the Monarchs, but Rickman comes right back with it for EF and loses the puck briefly, gets it back, puts a shot on net. Patrick with the save, and Rickman still controlling the puck for the Warriors. Gets it over to Boucher on the boards. Now up to the point. Fulop with a shot. Blocked at the defense as Taylor Wolf comes up with the stop. And trying to clear was Neary. Could not do it, but then it will be Neary getting it out finally on a second attempt. And here comes John Marshall as Milbert comes in on the left wing, and he's skated off by Boucher. Boucher will now try and work the puck out, and it's going to be taken away by Wilson. Gets it over to Neary, and now the puck goes into the right-hand corner, and out quickly are the Warriors. Boucher with it. He's got Weber with him. Off to Boucher, and good back-checking by Ivkovic as he knocked the puck off of Boucher's stick. Fitzpatrick tried to break out with it, and then it's going to be Hayden sending the pass a little too long as DeMeo got clobbered that time by Bosworth on a clean check. And Weber had it momentarily. Now the Monarchs will get it back out, but then it is sent in on a delayed offside by Jaskowitz. Warriors get back out over the blue line, and they will start to come up. And now Quigley with a clean check that time as he took out Ivkovic. And it's getting a little bit chippy out here at the moment as DeMeo takes a Monarch into the corners. And we've got a penalty coming up. I think we're going to get an interference call on Sharp here as he interfered with one of the Monarchs.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Oh, they're going to send off a John Marshall player. No, I did not see that one. Riley Jones is going to get the penalty. Now it's going to be a double penalty. Jones and DeMeo both going off. So, coincidental minors at the 10-10 mark of the third period.
Yeah, and after all of that big hitting there we just saw, you want to make sure things are under control.
So coincidental minors. So we will skate 5-a-side with the goalies. And referees conferring here. DeMeo and Jones in the box. DeMeo for EF, Jones for John Marshall. And the draw will be held to the right of Santo, and it's controlled by the Warriors. Weber takes it behind the net, passes up the left-hand boards intended for Sharp, can't get it out. And a shot attempt by Bosworth for John Marshall goes into the far corner after a deflection, and now EF trying to come out with it, controlled by John Marshall. A bouncing puck. Shot on net by Taylor Wolf, but Santo blocks it out. And now here comes the Warriors, but a pass goes a little bit too long, and Wilson able to come up with it for John Marshall, but Sharp takes it away, tries to skate in, has it knocked back out by Brett Bosworth, and now here come the Warriors again as Quiggle takes it into the right-hand corner, tries to center it. Nobody home for EF. Puck is sent back around behind the net to the left of Patrick, and now John Marshall will try and get it out. They can't. Jaskowitz with the shot from the point. Patrick gets a glove on it but can't control it, and it is Sharp behind the net for the Warriors. Tries to get it back around to the point, and Quiggle controls it briefly, loses it, and it's going to be knocked out on a nice play by Taylor Wolf, and so EF has to regroup. And the pass intended for Weber a little too long. John Marshall able to get the puck out, and it will go back into Warrior territory. Rickman with it for the Warriors, skating up, loses it to Fitzpatrick, but he then loses it to Boucher. Boucher breaking in 1-on-3 and puts the shot on net. Patrick makes the save. Boucher with a nice play. Excuse me, as Fitzpatrick battling the Warriors. Has it taken away by EF. Boucher with it again now, and we're going to have an offside call.
Yeah, and definitely, Lou, the hitting picking up here Guys flying all over the ice. Yeah, these are the desperate minutes for the John Marshall Monarchs, at least. They need to get on the board often and fast.
John Marshall trailing Elizabeth forward 4-0. 8:06 to go here in the game. We are in the third period at the Rostraver Ice Gardens. And it will be John Marshall with it, as it is George Wilson coming across the blue line, dumping the puck in. Going back for it are the Warriors, and they're fighting along the right-hand boards, the near boards here. And it's going to be Rickman getting it out ahead to Fulop. 3-on-1 break for the Warriors. Fulop with the pass across to... That was Boucher, and he missed a wide-open net, shot it off the side of the goal. He thought he scored. He turned around, was ready to put his hands up in the air, and didn't get it. Boucher with it again, shoots it over Patrick's head off the glass. Puck is in the far corner, and it will send around behind the net. Boucher with it again for the Warriors. Centering pass, point-blank shot by Hunter Sursevic, and nice save by Patrick. Sursevic was right there, couldn't put it in the net. Patrick blocked it. Fitzpatrick now on the break, comes in, goes against three Warriors, puts the shot on net but can't score. And now we've got a pass attempt for the Warriors, or for John Marshall, broken up by the Warriors, but we've got a penalty call, and they're going to send Sharp off for a slash. So Alex Sharp at the 6:53 mark will go off for a slash, and it will be a John Marshall power play. And that, I believe, is their fifth or sixth power play.
Yeah, and another opportunity for John Marshall to have the extra player and potentially get a few more shots on net. They will have the advantage for at least 2 minutes.
And that'll be their fifth power play on the game. And a timeout has been called by John Marshall as they're conferring over there. Head coach Anthony Evick II. And I don't know if I mentioned the head coach for the Elizabeth Forward Warriors, Clarence Hawk. Mm-hmm. And so they are talking, and the referee over there talking to Coach Hawk right now, explaining the penalty call on Sharp. Sharp not happy about it. EF fans were not happy either. But when the referee makes the call, there's not much you can do. And so puck is sent deep by EF as they clear it. And it is Boucher going in on the forecheck. Ivkovic battling Boucher as they've got the puck in the corner there. Riley Jones with it now, gets it ahead to Wilson. Boucher going after him. And now we're going to get an interference call on Ivkovic as he blocked Boucher off, keeping him from going after Jones, who was trying to skate out. So at the 6:26 mark, that will cancel out the power play, as it will be Ivkovic in the box. And we are at even strength again, 4-on-4.
And you want to talk about not happy. Ivkovic over there in the box slamming his stick to the ground.
And it is Rickman being checked by Wilson. Loses the puck, but Boucher is able to come up with it momentarily. Now John Marshall with it. And they're getting a bit chippy out there right now on both sides as Riley Jones gets it. Can't control it, delayed offsides, but now Jones is going to try and send it back out. Can't do it as Quiggle has it. Quiggle puts the shot off the side of the pads of Patrick. And John Marshall will skate out. Fitzpatrick with it. Again, we are 4 aside as there's about 20 seconds difference in the penalties between the players from EF and John Marshall. EF will get a brief power play as we have the puck going in and sent back down on Santo, and EF just blasts it up. off the boards, and it's kept in momentarily by Wolf. He loses it. Quiggle comes up with it, sends it back out, and where it's going to be then dumped back in by Milbert of John Marshall. And going back to retrieve it for the Warriors was Rickman. Gets it out ahead to Fulop. Fulop dumps it in. And we'll see if Quiggle goes after it next. He does. Gets it out to DeMayo at the point. DeMayo with a blast from the point just over the net. Patrick let it go. Sharp with it now for the Warriors behind the net. Centers it out front, intended for Quiggle in the slot. Goes past him as the Warriors are on a short power play right now. Sharp with it. Skates in. Puts a backhand attempt on net. Can't get it. Rebound attempt by Fulop goes wide. And we are at the 4:30 mark here in the third period. Deflected by Fulop on the shot by Jaskevich. And tried to clear by John Marshall. Jaskevich can't hold it, and coming quickly for the Monarchs was Brett Bosworth. Gets the shot on net, and Santo will hold on. Weak shot, but at least he got it on net.
Yeah, able to beat Jaskevich was number 6 for John Marshall, Brett Bosworth. Showing his speed that time, beating the defender. A good opportunity that time. Tried to slide it through the 5-hole, through the pads of Santo. And we don't want to jinx anything for Noah Santo right now, but there is a 0 on the scoreboard.
And so now, puck comes out in front, and it will be Sursevic with it. Gets it on the left to Hoffman. Hoffman tries to take it down in, can't control, taken away by John Marshall. Jones with it, and he's going to go up against Rickman as they go down the left wing. And Rickman comes up with the puck, tries to get it ahead. Does to Hoffman. He sends it forward ahead for Quiggle, but it's too far. Ivkovic comes up with it and blasts it back in to EF territory. And now Ivkovic battles with it, and puck comes out of the EF zone, and it will be an offside call on John Marshall.
Yeah, about 3:49 left in the third period.
4-0 our score, EF on top. And the draw is controlled by John Marshall as Luke Neary sends it in for the Monarchs. Taken by EF behind the net as Fulop battles with Hayden there. They send it around behind. And coming out is Rickman. Sends it ahead for Weber. Weber with it. Nice move. Shot on goal. Scores. As Weber made a nifty move on net. And at the 2:54 mark of the third, Jared Weber with the goal. And that will make it 5-0 EF.
And that should be the nail.
I think the nail got pounded a little while ago. But Weber with the goal. Very nifty move. And now DeMayo with it for EF as we are back in action. DeMayo tries to take it in on net. Ends up going around behind. Centers it for Hoffman, but too far. It's kept in by Sharp. Pass sent towards the net. It's deflected away by Ivkovic. Out to the point. Sharp keeps it in, but now here comes Wolf with it for John Marshall. Gets it ahead to Neary. Neary back to Ivkovic, who's going to send it in to the EF zone, but now Hoffman comes out with a nice little drop pass to DeMayo. DeMayo skating in, and DeMayo knocked off the puck by Wilson on a nice play. And now we've got a penalty call. Hooking. Looks like a hook's going to be called on Elizabeth Forward. And the question is, who's it going to be on at the 2:07 mark? And it looks like it is going to be DeMayo with the hook.
Yeah, I guess the Warrior...
Sixth power play. Go ahead.
The Warrior fans don't agree. Their student section has been animated all night long.
Yeah, not as loud as we were led to believe they were going to be. They were pretty docile, actually. I'm kind of disappointed. Yes, that's right, EF section. We heard great things about you, and it's been pretty quiet tonight here. Maybe next time.
On their best behavior.
Yeah, maybe because they know the camera's up there. That's why they're on their best behavior.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we continue with action here. John Marshall on the power play. 1:31 to go on the penalty as it is cleared by EF. Boucher skating hard. Short-handed trying to come up with it. And he goes down. And I guess we're going to have a penalty on John Marshall now. And it is going to be number 18, Devin Milbert, at the 1:35 mark. And so we will be at even strength for the remainder of the game. Well, no, actually, EF will finish with a power play for about 40 seconds. As the puck skates wide, or skips wide, rather, and here comes a break. Boucher with a break. Fitzpatrick chasing him down from behind, and Boucher goes headfirst into the boards as Fitzpatrick knocked him down, but Boucher gets back up, and I think they're going to call Fitzpatrick for the trip. And so Fitzpatrick will go off, and now the game will end on a power play for EF.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not sure of the PIHL rules, but that would in the National Hockey League, that'd be a penalty shot. That's no doubt a penalty shot.
I don't know. He didn't have a clear breakaway. Fitzpatrick was on his hip pretty good there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, he brought him down, but I don't think it was like a given one. And there you have Sharp putting the puck in the net on the power play. 5 seconds after it starts. So Alex Sharp scores.
And a laser beam by Sharp. So they're still firing on all cylinders.
That'll make it 6-0. And if I am correct, 6 different goal scorers for the Elizabeth Forward Warriors.
Yeah, and that's just the makeup of a good team right there. A team that can spread the puck around and distribute its goal scoring.
And so now 53 seconds to go. We'll be at even strength unless another penalty comes up here as EF gets the puck ahead, and it is Weber with Fulop. And Weber puts the brakes on now. He's just going to dump it in as we're skating 4-on-4 here for the last 50-some seconds. I think it's 50. It's hard to read the clock right now.
I believe, actually, it might be.
Let's say, if you read it the way it looks right now, it's 98 seconds. I don't think that's right.
It's tough to see. We'll have to get a better.
Once it gets down to a lower number, maybe we'll have an idea. We're under a minute to play. I know that much. And it's 6-0 Elizabeth Forward, so the outcome of the game is not in doubt. Puck is dropped, and skating hard forward is Jones against Sharp, and Jones is able to have it for a second, but he loses it, and now the puck is sent down ice. They're going to wave off the icing as Hoffman goes after it. He can't get it. Controlled by John Marshall. They send it ahead for Jones. It's a little too far, and Sharp will come up with it. We're down to 5 seconds, and that will be the end of our game. There you hear the horn. And our final score is Elizabeth Forward 6, John Marshall nothing. And we will be back momentarily for the recap. We will have the Blade Runner scoring summary. We will also have the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game and the Management Science Associates 3 stars of the game. Final score is Elizabeth Forward 6, John Marshall nothing. You are listening and watching PIHL High School Hockey, sponsored by Trib Total Media, here on the MSA Sports Network.
Want to learn how to ice skate or play hockey like they do in the PIHL? Looking for a good place to throw that winter birthday party? If you answered yes, Blade Runners is the place to go for public or private skating sessions, plus learn to skate and learn to play hockey classes. And don't forget to check out PIHL game action at their 2 locations in Harmarville and Warrendale. For more information on ice time, class and game schedules, or party planning, visit their website at www.bladerunnersice.com. See you at the rink.
Energy assistance is available for people's customers this winter. LIHEAP, the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, provides grants to help pay winter heating bills. These grants are not loans and do not need to be paid back. Funding is limited this winter, so it is important to apply for LIHEAP now. Learn more about how a LIHEAP grant can help you or someone you know. Find out if you're eligible for LIHEAP by calling 1-866-827-1281 or visit peoples-gas.com/LIHEAP.
The new home for the PIHL in 2014-2015 is the MSA Sports Network. Not only can you listen to audio broadcasts of high school hockey games online like in years past, but this year MSA Sports will be video streaming 25 games live and archived during the regular season with exclusive coverage of the 2015 Penguin Cup playoffs. Your audio and video home with the PIHL is the MSA Sports Network.
And welcome back to the Rostraver Ice Gardens. Lou Rood along with Chris Lackner and Scott Majeski on camera. We have concluded the game tonight. Elizabeth Forward, the victors by a score of 6-0 over the John Marshall Monarchs. You are listening now to the Blade Runners scoring summary. Blade Runners is at 2 locations in Warrendale and in Harmarville. Smile, Chris, we're on camera. Hello, all our listeners out there and viewers. Scoring goes this way. Elizabeth Forward scored at the 6:90 mark of the first period. Dave DeMeo with the goal. Made it 1-0 EF at that point in time. No more scoring in the first period. Next goal came at the 11:54 mark of the second period. Brian Fulop on the goal for Elizabeth Forward on a nice assist from Nick Rickman. Made it 2-0 at that point in time EF. Then Jake Boucher made it 3-0 EF when he scored at the 2:48 mark of the second period. And finally, Nick Rickman closed out the scoring in the second period when he scored at the 1 minute mark on a nice assist from Matt Hickey. Made it 4-0 at the end of 2. In the third period, EF continued the scoring. 2:54 to go in the third period. Jared Weber scored to make it 5-0 EF at the 6:90 mark in the first period. And that will be the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena play of the game. Mount Lebanon Ice Arena is the place to be for teens in the South Hills on Friday nights. Final thoughts, Chris?
Just a good game all around. John Marshall showed a lot of heart in this game. They played a really good game, just unable to get on the board, and then EF piled it on later in the third period. But they'll look to redeem themselves next time, and now Elizabeth Forward, they get over 500 on the season due to the Warriors, and now they will also look to add to that momentum in their next matchup.
All right, our final score once again, Elizabeth Forward 6, John Marshall 0. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. For my partner Chris Lackner and Scott Majeski, our ace cameraman up there, we want to thank you for joining us on the MSA Sports Network and remind you that MSA is going to live stream video for 25 games this season on the PIHL. So check us out on msasports.net and see when your favorite team will be live streamed. Final score from the Rostraver Ice Gardens. It is Elizabeth Forward 6, John Marshall 0. You are listening and watching PIHL High School Hockey, sponsored by Trib Total Media, here on the MSA Sports Network. Have a pleasant evening, everyone.
You have been listening to the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League here at MSAsports.net. Sponsored in part by the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, by Blade Runners, by McDonald's, by S-Mark, by First Commonwealth Bank, by People's Gas, by Carlow University, by UPMC Sports Medicine, by the East Suburban Sports Medicine Center, by J&J Distributing, and by Management Science Associates. You can follow the high school hockey season every day by logging on to www.msasports.net. The preceding has been a special presentation of the Management Science Associates Sports Network.